So this Saturday, October 18th, is predicted to be the largest mass mobilization of people across the country with No Kings Protest 2.0. Now, there's been video after video, you likely have seen some, about the Insurrection Act of 1807 and whether this administration will actually enact that on Saturday. And I'm here to tell you, expect it. With this administration, anything is possible. Even the most ludicrous things that you know flat out aren't legal and aren't necessary. I mean, did you think that the military would end up being deployed or put out on U.S. American cities? And I say that intentionally because if you notice, the media will say democratic cities. But the thing is, that is also an intentional form of propaganda. It is the use of specific language to sway public opinion. They are not democratic cities. These are U.S. cities, American cities that he is launching our military on, which goes directly against the very oaths that our military take. But this is where we are. If you've been worried about us getting to dictatorship, we are there. There is no going there. And if you've ever wondered how things could have happened in Germany, this is it. Regular folk in the 1930s and 40s just continued going about their business, living their life as all of these kind of atrocities started unfolding. And no one really realized just how bad it was until it was too late. And we are on that same exact trajectory here in the United States. We've got all kinds of things happening every single day to brown and black folks. We got people disappearing. We've got people having all kinds of violent acts done against them. And in most cases, people just kind of go about their day and keep it moving. People are just trying to survive and just keep pushing forward despite everything that's happening as best as they can. But you guys, hear me when I say this. Now is not the time to be silent. Now is the time more than ever to be loud. Yes, is there a possibility you might get detained this weekend? Absolutely. Is there a possibility some shit will go down that will just be horrible and maybe even people get unalived? Yeah, possibly. Honestly, that's a possibility in this country anytime and anywhere. But the absolute worst thing we can do when there is literally a dictatorship being implemented here in the United States, a country that is supposed to be democratic, the worst thing we can do is just stand idly by and let it continue to happen. I am wholeheartedly convinced there are far more people in this country that do not stand for this shit, that do not agree with what is happening in this country, and we have to make that known. Media is refusing to cover things. They're not showing stuff like even the fact that that whole peace talk in the Middle East isn't really holding up. There are still continued crimes happening every single day, and it's a load of bogus bullshit that there's actually been these massive steps forward taken because of this administration. But we already know the media is compromised. That is also a key factor when we're talking about a dictatorship and fascism. You're going to have what's called a state media. They're all going to have talking points that are approved and talking points that aren't. And guess what? The only talking points that are approved are the ones that make this administration look good. They're the ones that this administration wants put out there. We have to use the power of social media. We have to use independent journalists and news outlets that will report the truth. It's even YouTubers and folks like that that have mass followings that will be out there documenting what's happening. But the main thing is we have to show up. And I get it. There's a lot of populations that are worried about coming out there. Obviously, if there's a lot of brown and black folks, that increases the risk of something happening with this administration trying to put some bullshit out there about what's actually happening, just like what they did in Portland and in LA and in Chicago, where they're basically making up all these stories about how things are just burning down and so horrible and all this crime. And it's really just people gathering in peaceful protest that they have a right to do under our Constitution. But now is the time for all of us to show the fuck up. We have to, hand in hand, and show very clearly that we do not stand for what is happening right now in this country. So I don't know about you, but I know myself, my cancer survivor self with countless stories of overcoming hardship, and my 69-year-old mom, who is currently a stage 4 cancer warrior, will be out there in the streets on Saturday. And if we are detained or taken in, then so be it. At least that'll make us one more group of people that can actually talk about it and put more information out there about what's actually happening and the illegal things this administration and the folks that continue to support them are doing. This administration is doing their best to hurt all of us. But you know what? If they're going to hurt me, then they're going to need to hurt me when I'm actually doing what I need to do to stand up against the bullshit that they're doing. So, of course, it's a personal choice whether or not you're going to be out there, whether you can be out there, or if you're going to at least support it in some way. But I hope that you will in some way support what's happening, even if it's just putting content out there from the safety of your home to just really push the fact that we're out there and we're resisting loud and proud. If you're new to me, I'm Sonia in Cyber. I talk about, adversity, overcoming adversity with strength in the political realm that we're currently in, but also just in our personal lives with all kinds of hardships that we might face, trying to inspire and motivate you the best that I can to do as best as you can to continue pushing forward with resilience. So if you're not already a part of my community, I'd love to have you there.